Hi guys, welcome to my videos. So guys, people are asking me that for people those who are coming to Canada, what are the steps they should do, because this time is full of confusion and full of unexpected situations. So the very first thing you need to do after arriving, I would not go into the details of how to prepare for arriving, is like follow the rules. We do have quarantine rules, and the hotel quarantine rule is gonna be implemented soon. The date is out, so there's no question of breaking any quarantine rule. The penalty could be very high, and you don't want to get into any legal trouble the moment you come in. So that is why, like, I tell you, like, follow the quarantine rules whatever they have said. And while you stay in your quarantine, there are a few things you can do. Like, if you have arranged an address where you have access to a closed mailbox and you are gonna stay there, then you can apply for your SIN number online. Of course, if you are not at visitor state, then you can apply for your SIN number online. Like, when it comes to applying SIN number, one more thing can be done that may even save you this, is like at Pearson Airport there used to be a counter for SIN number, and I know many people, those who came in, they applied right there and came out with it. I'm not sure if it is operating now or not, but if you are coming in, let's say you are coming on spouse sponsorship, so you would definitely like to work as well in most of the cases, and SIN number is required, right? So, and you should have a SIN number when you are not on a visitor visa for accessing various government benefits. So at the airport, when you land, you complete your immigration. You can ask the immigration officer if the SIN number counter is open or not. If it is open and you are allowed, you can apply right over there. That is gonna be the easiest way, because you will get your number within a few minutes, rather than applying online and getting it in your mail after a few weeks, or rather than going to a Service Canada location, standing in queue for hours and then get it done. So this is the very first thing you need to do. Okay, then once your quarantine is over, then what then you start living with your family. Still, you got to follow all the public rules, restrictions, and whatever have been applied. Few other things I would like to talk is like getting your identity document. When you come here for the first time, and let's say you come as a PR, and you complete your landing, you get your COPR signed, you have your passport, and after a few months you get your PR card. So PR card is an identity document, but it is not an address document. And your passport will not have Canadian address if you are from a different country. If you are not a Canadian citizen, even in Canadian passports you don't have address. So you need some sort of address proof, identity as well as address proof, because PR can card can work as your identity, but not for your address proof. So though what we do is, like, we have two things that you can use. One is like photo card, one is driving license. So for photo card, you don't like photo card is for the people those who don't drive. It's like an alternative to it. Driving license is of course those who drive. So you don't have to mandatorily go for road tests and other things in order to get it. You can get G1 learning license. That is like just a computer based exam. You need to go to a drive test center, stand in queue, get through the examination, and if you pass, you get it. That acts like an address proof. But yes, you get 5 years to uh, to convert it to higher level. I'm not sure about that. Just read the guidelines. So your address proof, that is really important. Next is your health card. So in some provinces there is some criteria of time period, like after arriving in the province, after how long you are gonna be eligible for it. So check that and see how it can be applied. In Ontario, you can apply at Service Ontario location and see based on see the timing, availability, and all, and then go ahead and apply, because that's really important. Not everything is covered, and until you get the health coverage, you still want to be covered, because uh, the time is unpredictable, and healthcare is very expensive in Canada if you're paying out of your pocket. So it's good to have travel insurance so that if anything unexpected happens, you do have some coverage to back you up. Otherwise, I have seen worse situations. Like I had a known person whose dad was here, and his dad slipped while taking a shower, and then he broke his bone, and then it was like more than $15,000 of expenses. So make sure you plan for these unexpected events so that nothing like that you got to go through. Next, I would like to talk about is like job search and all. So for that, I have shared various videos like this. You need to start even before coming to Canada, and then based on various factors, you can get a job. That's it for now, guys. These are the basic factors. Now every case is different, every person has different needs, so of course I cannot cover all that in the single video, but if you have any question, you can always ask me and I try my best to answer. Thank you.